we want to talk about the connection between gaming and gambling, because they're through things called loot boxes.
Loot boxes,
so we might explain what a loot box is first.
Yeah, well, loot boxes is how they monetize the game. So a lot of these games are free.
Yeah.
So that, that's just the old traditional way of getting somebody into something. Yeah. Here's a free game like Fortnite. Fortnite made something like $4 billion in the last number of years. Yeah. Gaming last year I think made 160 billion, and a lot of the game. I mean, that's just incredible when you hear those figures. And so how they make that money is these what we call microtransactions, tiny little transactions, tiny little things going on in the game. And so you'd have these loot boxes, and so they're just like content.
So to explain what they are, it's kind of if you're playing on a certain level and you need to complete a certain mission.
So you need a weapon or
you might
something
require
like
a certain piece of a tool or something, and you'd only get that through accumulating points. Sometimes you won't have enough points, you might need to buy the points.
So you can't just exclusively get it through the game. You actually, sometimes it's easier for you to buy it.
They say you can, but you can't.
Yeah, exactly. And so what happens, so when you think about, like, when you're monitoring the game as a parent and you say to your child, you can only play for an hour. Now these loot boxes become really important because you've only got an hour to get through the levels.
Exactly.
And so it really drives
when
the
you get, "Ma'am, can I have your card?" And it's only €2.
And you have to be very careful in it, because here they are. Now just think about gambling as an idea, right?
Yeah.
Here they are over in the corner, jumping up and down. Really, if you think of, like, say if you go to Vegas and you see the slot machines, really nice music, kind of enticing you in, really bright and shiny. So in the game, you have this little box jumping up and down, really bright. Okay, you don't know what's...
Buy me, buy me.
Yeah, exactly. Buy me, buy me, buy me. You don't know what's in there. That's the key thing. Yeah. So this works off a very old premise that B.F. Skinner came up with, this Harvard-trained psychologist in the 30s. It's just like, the potential of reward will repeat behaviour.
I didn't realise that you don't know what's in these
You don't know what's in there, yeah.
So that is actually the crux of the matter here, isn't it? Because it's like gambling. It's like betting on a horse.
It is gambling.
You're betting on what's in this
exactly.
box.
And because also what they're relying on is that if you open the box and it's not there, you need to buy another box.
Yeah, and the disappointment. So you think of what a gambler goes through. They place a bet on an unknown outcome. So there's the excitement.
Yeah.
And then the outcome arrives. Maybe it's a pleasure-based result or not. You're going to go back. If it's not, you're going to go back. And so the loot boxes work on that premise. So and there's only about 10% chance of getting the item you want.